You are watching Fugitive Red Eye, and this is another sort of unboxing slash look at sort of thing. I wouldn't really call it an unboxing, but I am going to be unpackaging this for the most part. Today we'll be looking at the Illuminati cards, which I've seen multiple YouTube videos about. Hopefully I didn't just cover the microphone there, but anyway, I've seen multiple videos about these Illuminati cards, and now I'm going to take a look at them myself. First off, they come with this little instructional sheet. Basically, this just lets you know about the game with the cards and how you're supposed to play it. Now I got two of these booster packs. The thing is according to a lot of videos, these can kind of predict the future to an extent. Like there's one card called Terrorist Nuke that shows something looks eerily similar to 9/11. Now I used to do a lot of conspiracy theory stuff back on my channel when I first started back in 2010. But I haven't really done anything conspiracy related in a while. I guess this is really the latest, most conspiracy related thing in quite a long time. So first we have Mossad, which says, whenever you draw a plot card, you may choose to draw from the bottom of your deck rather than the top. You may look at the bottom plot card before you decide. So, not really sure if this predicts anything or anything like that. These are actually for a card game that you can actually play, which I don't really think I'm going to be doing with them, but who knows. Here's International Communist Conspiracy. I don't think I'm going to read all the descriptions because that would take way too long, so I'm just going to show the card. Here's Goldfish Fanciers. I guess people that fuck goldfish? I don't know. Here's Adepts of Hermes. Here's The Network. Loan Sharks. Las Vegas. Joggers. Now, one thing I do want to mention is this card game was released back in the 90s, so anything that seems like, oh, you're just saying that predicted the future. No, these were made back in like the 90s, so anything, whether it be coincidental or actual, it was before the events. So anyway, this says, let's get really organized. Here's the Hand of Madness. I really like that one. That one looks pretty cool, actually. Good Polls. George the Janitor, Harmonica Virgins, the Hammer of Thor, or as it would be known in actual Norse mythology, Mjolnir, Interference, Giant Kudzu, Intellectuals, Hawaii, Girly Magazines, and if you notice on the cover of the Girly Magazine it says Pent Ups, which is clearly a reference to Penthouse, Gun Lobby, Hollywood, Fundy Money, Freaking the Mundanes, whatever the hell that means, and that guy looks like some sort of, like a grunge punk sort of guy. Flying Saucer, Fiendish Fluoridators. Now, this is actually a reference to the fact that there is fluoride in water that actually comes through your taps and things like that. That is a fact. That's not a theory, that's actually a fact. France, Fast Food Chains, and look how disgusting the food looks. That's about right for McDonald's, I'd say. Emergency Powers, Epidemic, Earthquake Projector, England, Double Cross. I really hope this doesn't rotate a lot. I've noticed that the camera's been kind of rotating back and forth, so hopefully it doesn't fuck up the video too much. Druids. I totally thought that said droids when I first read it. Death Mask, Dictatorship, Censorship. I don't think there's a difference between the two. Cold Fusion, Clipper Chip, Citizenship Award, comic books, and I love how it shows this fat ass as a superhero. Clone Arrangers, Congressional Wives, Book of Kells, whatever the fuck that is, Bribery, Fighting the Frizzies, Bimbo, at 11. Bill Clinton, man. Bjorn, whatever the fuck that is. Big Media. Backlash. Now, some very stupid people, I might add, try to say this has something to do with Obama, but honestly, I'm not seeing it. Some of these I can see. Again, I am kind of a conspiracy theorist, but some of the things people try to blame on these cards is just outright outlandish. Agent in place, and he's working in fast food with a mustard walkie-talkie. I worked in fast food, and I'm not part of the Illuminati, so I don't know what they're getting at with that. Atomic Monster, Gojira. Are we having fun yet? Well, are we, audience? Are we? AMA, albino alligators. I don't know why, but that reminds me of, well, actually, I do know why, because it's relevant, but you remember those white alligators that they take around. They have like, there was only 10 in existence. They have like 9 of them at the San Diego Zoo, and the other one they take around the country. I don't know if he's still alive or not, but yeah. Assertiveness training. Every year is worse. Isn't that the truth? Here's the next set. Liquor companies. Hitler's brain. That's an interesting one. Celio? I'm not really sure how you pronounce that. CFLAIO. I don't know. Gnomes of Zurich. Whatever the fuck that is. UFOs. Voodoo economics. War gamers. Trekkies. Yes, those damn Trekkies and their secret societies and wanting to take over the world. Fuck those Trekkies. United Nations. Vampires. That looks actually more like the Crypt Keeper than a vampire to me, but whatever. Telephone psychics. Or as we would say nowadays, a complete and total waste of money that's not really around anymore. Vatican City. A city that's its own country. Tobacco companies. I think that the truth is just as guilty as those tobacco companies with propaganda. I'm anti-smoking myself, but those commercials are so fucking annoying. Volunteer aid. Talisman of air remains. Tidal wave. Saddam Hussein. Relax, guy. Hey, Satan. Switzerland, and they put a Swiss Army knife with all sorts of crazy shit coming out of it. Survivalists. There's a bunch of these people around. Most of them think fucking zombies are going to take over the world because they watch too much fucking Walking Dead. The Second Bullet. Sweepstakes prize. Save the whales. Sniper. Sweeping reforms. Reorganization. Recording industry. Saturday morning cartoons. Those aren't a thing anymore, really. Unfortunately. Ollie North. Post office, and of course they'd have the guy going fucking postal. Paranoids. Yeah, there's a lot of them. Myself included sometimes. Power grab. I totally thought that said power crab when I first read it, but no, it's power grab. Poison. Payoff. Orbital mind control lasers. Isn't that a concept? Never surrender. Shows like a mean-looking cop about to hit a guy. World hunger. Don't forget to smash the state. Solidarity. Nationalization. That's that thing Trump wants, isn't it? Bigger business. How new and improved. Say goodbye to big business and hello to bigger business. 1,000 points of light. Nuclear attack. Media blitz. Martyrs. March on Washington. Midas Mill. OPEC. Multinational oil companies, and they show like an oil spilling all over the planet. Nuclear power companies. I bet this is supposed to go in succession with that nuclear attack. Ninjas. Okay, cool. Perhaps an ISIS reference? And somehow a South Park reference? Or I'm just reading too much into it. But maybe. Punk. Sorry about that. Punk rockers. This is a duplicate of the last one I had from the last deck. Let's Get Organized. But then again, I think the other one was Let's Get Really Organized. So maybe it's not a duplicate. Jihad. All the things I say in this video are going to make the NSA go crazy. Hey look, yet another Let's Get Organized. And finally, Liberal Agenda. I think that's unfair. I think conservatives and liberals alike are both really big with their agenda. Both are equally biased and both have representation in the media. No one is unbiased these days. Now here are the two different designs for the back of the cards. You never see anyone mention these. Another thing I noticed is each box has a different thing written on the back. I will now read them. Okay, this is going to be a bit difficult, so bear with me. Okay. This is a good version, the bidding game. This is a good version to use when all the cards are owned by one person. Start with a single batch of cards, 45 for each player. Each game has 200 tokens to bid with. First, auction off the Illuminati cards themselves to determine who will play with what group. Nobody can buy more than one Illuminati card, if that would not leave enough Illuminati for each player to have at least one. Then auction off the rest of the cards. If nobody bids on a card, it goes to the bottom of the stack. No player may buy more than 45 cards. Side deals are legal, using leftover tokens, but once the actual game starts, the tokens are worthless. If you run out of money because you have, or before you have 45 cards, you must wait until everyone has spent their money or bought 45. All unbought cards then shuffled and dealt out, face up, until each player has 45 cards. As a variant, you can deal each player their first 10 cards face down, so nobody knows exactly what his opponents have. Of course, sometimes one player gets better cards in the secret deal. Life is unfair. You may find wheeling and dealing of the auction process is much more fun than the actual game. Watch to see what rivals you bid on. Wasn't that interesting? Now here's the other one. Again, this is hard to hold this and read these. It says, alignment. Conservative opposes liberal. Straight opposes weird. Corporate opposes government. Peaceful opposes violent. Fanatic opposes fanatic. Criminal has no opposite. Basic goals. At the beginning of the game, decide how many groups will be required to win. The more groups, the longer the game. Quick game, 10 groups. Average game, 11 groups. Long, vicious game, 12 groups. Fnord. This line does not exist. What the fuck? Seriously, that's what it says. Look, Fnord. This line does not exist. I don't know what the hell that means. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the Illuminati cards. Again, some people say these can tell the future, and if I got some of the better examples, I would have definitely pointed them out. Terrorist Nuke is one that I actually think could be kind of believable, as well as a couple others. I also wanted Robot Sea Monsters, but I didn't get that either. That's a really bizarre one and kind of out there, so I wanted to get it because how funny it sounded. But other than that, leave in the comments below if you have any comments about these cards. Do you think that they can actually predict the future? Do you think that that's a bunch of bullshit? Do you think this is an entertaining game to play? Do you think these cards are cool to trade? Do you think I'm going on too long with this video? What do you think? Let me know.